Okay, here's how you can back up your MemberGate site using the Plesk control panel. There's a couple of ways we do this. So firstly, we'll click on the backup icon here. If you're using a newer version of Plesk, it may look different to this, but the structure is still the same, the principle is still the same. You go to the backup option within your control panel, or within the Plesk control panel that you're using. The backups have the same things. You can create a backup immediately, or we've got schedule backup. If I click to create backup, you can see here we can choose where we want the backup to store, so we'll choose the repository. And there's a couple of other options, I won't use them for this. One of the things we want to make sure is we uncheck this option, suspend domains. We want to uncheck that. So if we were to click backup now, our domain wouldn't be suspended. And then if you want to back up the content of your mailboxes, that's your choice as well, then just click on the backup icon from there. Sorry, the backup button, bottom right, you'd click that. That would start the backup. It may take an hour or more, may take less, depends on the size of your site. If I go back to the backup area, once your backup has complete, or it's completed, you'll see it'll appear in the list at the bottom. It'll appear here with your backups. Now if you have scheduled backups running, they will also appear here as well, and each scheduled backup actually overwrites the initial schedule, depending on how you set up your scheduled backup settings. Once your backup is complete, it will appear here. What you can do on the right hand side, there's a little disk icon, and from there you can click the save button, and I would suggest you rename it something and then also put on the .zip extension. So rename it with your site name, backup, and then put .zip. And once you've backed it up, you'll have access to the site. So for example, this is the full site that I've just backed up here. It's got all the files in it and everything. It also includes all the database, which is the SQL database. You'd obviously need SQL Manager to open the SQL database. It's also not a back file, so you'd rename that to .back. But you need an SQL Manager obviously to open that. But that's how you can do a backup in Plesk. So it runs, you can go and save it, and you can download it to your computer. There's also another way you can do a backup for the files, that is, create yourself an FTP account. So go into FTP accounts, create a new FTP account, and then using an FTP program like FileZilla, for example, you could connect to your site and then just do a complete download of all the files as well. So you can download everything using FTP. So that's another way you can back up the site files. Using the FTP option obviously won't get the database. You need to do this the backup I just showed you to get a copy of the database. But there's two ways you can back up your site. Obviously using the Plesk one is easy. You can just jump in. The backup, it can take an hour. Like I say, it can take more than that. It depends on the size of your site. But that's how you can take a backup using Plesk.